What's up guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be walking you through the 4 different stages of marketing and advertising when it comes to insurance agents and insurance agencies. There's actually 4 different stages that you want to walk through and cycle through as you grow your insurance agency and your insurance business, okay? And one of the things that I commonly see, I would say 95% of the people I work with and talk with that are insurance agents or insurance agencies, they never leave stage 1. And what you have to understand, and as you see as I walk you through these 4 stages, as you grow, as you want to get bigger, as you want to build a real company, as you want to get time freedom, as you want to get out of the business, working on the business instead of in the business, you need to really cycle through these stages in order to grow and in order to advance as a business. All right, so let's jump in. I'm about to walk you through the 4 different stages or phases of advertising and marketing when it comes to insurance. All right guys, in this video, again, we are talking about the 4 stages or phases when it comes to advertising and marketing for insurance agents, all right? And I'm gonna say right off the bat, I know I'm probably gonna get some shit from this video for people that are higher up and they just don't agree, but I'm not making this video in order to please people. I'm making this video to be as completely transparent with all of you guys that follow me, all of you guys that are insurance agents that wanna build your own business, that want to build something that's gonna work for you, that's gonna grow, that you can eventually get out of the business and work on it instead of in it. So that's why I make all my videos. It's for you guys, complete transparency about what I think is the best absolute thing you guys can do in order to build your business, all right? That's what this channel is about. So let's get into it. The 4 stages of advertising and marketing. So stage 1, as I already talked about, a lot of agents, I would say 95% of agents never leave stage 1. And stage 1 is buying leads. Now, you may hear me sometimes talk about how buying leads isn't a good thing to do, but when you're very first starting out and you literally don't know anything about insurance at all, buying leads is probably a good option. And for anybody watching this that isn't an insurance agent or an insurance agency, if they're part of a different business, these same tips apply. So if you're a real estate agent, if you have any other sort of service business, if you do solar, anything like that, buying leads is a great place to start while you're still learning your product and you're still getting your sales process down. But your sales process has to do with your advertising and marketing. So what works for you when you're buying leads may be completely different process when you are actually advertising in the ways I'm going to talk about in the next 2 or 3 and 4 steps, right? So don't get too tied to the sales process and what's working in stage 1 when you're buying leads, because it can be completely different, especially the demeanor of the people you're talking to when you have an inbound booked appointment of somebody that wants to talk to you compared to buying a lead that somebody has vague interest in insurance. It's a completely different sales process. So don't get too tied to the sales process, but understand buying leads is a great place to start when you're still trying to learn about insurance, right? You need to understand your products and be able to sell them correctly. So start with buying leads, get your feet on the ground, save up some money before going into stage 2. Now stage 2, I wouldn't suggest staying in stage 2 for very long, but it's a perfect way to get your feet wet. And stage 2 is just making your own leads. And that can mean a lot of different things, but specifically what I mean is making the exact same leads that you buy from lead vendors, but you just make them yourself. These lead vendors kind of act like they have like secret sauce and they have a ton of marketing skills, and at the end of the day, a lot of them don't. Some are great marketers and some are awesome people, and I'm not going to name any names, but some lead vendors maybe watched a YouTube video and then got some results and now they have become lead vendors. So nothing against lead vendors, but you learning how to make your own leads the exact same way that lead vendors do it is very, very easy, and it's a perfect way to start implementing your own advertising. And where you can move from buying your own leads into making your own leads is you could start by making the exact same ones, and then you can actually adjust the ad copy to up the quality a little bit. See, the problem with lead vendors in the long run is that they have a different goal that you do. They're trying to make as much profit, which means they're trying to create the cheapest lead. Whereas you don't really care about the cheapest lead, you're trying to get the best quality lead. So that's why we eventually want to move into doing it ourselves. But the best place and first place to start is just starting with Facebook ads and creating leads that are the exact same as what you would already be able to buy. All right, and then we're going into stage 3. And it takes a long time to go from stage 2 and then really into stage 3. It doesn't take a long time to go from it, but once you get into stage 3, you'll probably stay in stage 3 for a long time. And that is, stage 3 is advanced advertising and branding. So this is where you're still doing direct response advertising. So every single advertising dollar you're spending is still going toward a certain goal, such as a lead, somebody's information, or what's even better is an inbound booked appointment. That's my very best thing. Sometimes people like inbound calls, but I actually prefer an inbound booked appointment of somebody that's watched a video beforehand, so they're completely pre-qualified. But either way, regardless, doesn't matter what you're trying to generate. Through that, you should be replacing some of the sales process, and you should also be using that advertising medium and that advertising channel to get your name and your face and your brand name out there. So if we're going to be spending advertising dollars, which you're still spending advertising dollars through buying leads and also just making the generic leads on Facebook, but really what we want to be doing is we want to be, while we're getting those booked appointments or leads or whatever you're really going for, we also want to be branding ourselves. So in our market, our niche, or our local market, people start to recognize our name. And what this does is it builds momentum and it builds a snowball. So it's something I and a lot of other people, I didn't invent it, it's called the snowball effect. So as you continue to put more money into your niche or your market with advertising dollars, and people continue to see your face, and then they maybe see some content you put out, and then if you're really advanced with advertising, maybe you have an email sequence or a drip follow-up. Through all of this, they're going to continue to know you and see your face, and truly through seeing you over and over again, they're going to be able to trust you, right? That's the end goal, is that because they see you're putting money into advertising in this niche or this market, you continue to do it month over month, year over year, they're obviously going to be like, okay, this person has to be having success with this. They can't be putting thousands of dollars into advertising and not having success, right? So it starts to build some trust. So you get the first movers initially, but then as you continue to build and build and build that snowball, people start to know who you are. So while you have paid ads working for you, you then eventually move into a point where you're known in your niche or your market, and you start getting free leads, whether that just be through people knowing who you are, or you can start to implement things like SEO and organic YouTube videos in order to really build up that snowball to mass effect, to where you don't even have to put money into paid advertising anymore if you don't want to. But the other thing with this is you really control your sales process. The goal of this is to get people to know you, so it makes your sales process a lot easier. They already trust you. They've seen your face in an ad. They're starting to get to know you before you even get on the phone with them or meet them in person, and it makes the sales process a lot easier. And as a business owner, it gives you a much better proposition when you want to bring on agents to start closing these leads for you, because you're bringing in such a strong lead that knows exactly what they're getting on the phone to talk to you about, or meeting you in person to talk to you about, whether you're face-to-face or telesales, it doesn't really matter. The process is the exact same. But the point is, we want to get to a point where we're starting to really brand ourselves and advertise ourselves, so that it creates a better and easier sales process, and then it gives you an advantage as a company trying to bring people to help you. Like when you're building a team, if you have something to give those agents, such as really, really qualified leads that want to talk to you or people on your team, that is priceless, right? It makes it so much easier. It makes it a better place to come from when you really want to start growing and building your team. And then additionally with this, it creates no more wasted time. So when you control your entire advertising process 100%, and a lot of it can be automated with video, to the point where you're automating some of the sales process through video to get them to book an appointment, it saves time. You change from chasing people into only talking to people that are ready to buy, or they're at least ready to talk to you. So it's no more wasting time, and it just changes the whole demeanor of the game when you go from chasing and sales to an advertising and marketing based business. And then stage 4 is hiring someone to do it for you. And this is where I said in the intro, a lot of times we'll see agents that'll just skip stage 2 and 3, and they'll go from buying leads to, okay, I'm just going to hire a marketing company. And that's completely fine, but one of the biggest problems we see with that is that when you hire a marketing company or somebody to do your marketing for you, there's 2 issues. First of all, typically they don't really know the best way to actually advertise and market. And then the second thing is, you don't know if what they're doing is right, because you haven't had any experience doing it yourself. So I always say, with my own business and everybody that I consult and everybody that's a client of mine, you should really learn how to do it yourself and master it yourself because this is one of the highest value skills you can actually bring into your business. And then when it becomes to a point where it's taking up too much time for you to actually do, then you can hire somebody on to be a media buyer. So they're not actually doing all of the advertising for you, but they're running the ads in the platforms for you. So you hire somebody, you train them to replicate and build off of your system. You don't want to bring them in with their own processes because you don't know if they're going to work, and it's too big of a risk most times to just let somebody take over 100%. Because if they're really great at it, why are they taking 10% or 20% or doing it for a fixed cost when they could just own their own agency? Okay, that's my thoughts on it. So I would suggest learning how to do it the best and learning how to do it with your own preference in mind, and have your own sales process built off of your own advertising process. Once you have that down and in place and it's working for you, bring somebody in to run the buttons and the levers inside of Facebook and YouTube, and you might actually be able to hire somebody that's really good at that and can get you better results than you could do yourself. But I would never outsource the content creation, because when you're the face of the ad, when you're the person on the video that people are seeing, it does something special to the sales process. And if you completely outsource that to a marketing company to now where they're coming up with creative, they're coming up with video, they're coming up with, I mean, sometimes you can let them come up with ad copy, but I would still have you or members of your immediate team be the face of the company, because that's what's really building up that snowball, which we always want to remember to do. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. This has been the 4 stages of advertising and marketing. And like I said, you really want to check in your business, where are you? Are you staying in stage 1, and are you continuing to chase, rinse and repeat over and over, never being able to get off the hamster wheel, never being able to get out of that cycle to where you can actually work on the business? Or have you already started and you're maybe in stage 2 or stage 3, or maybe you have a bigger company and you're already ready to go to stage 4? Whatever it is, try and figure out where you are, and then drop in the comments what you think is keeping you from getting to the next stage. All right, guys, thanks again. Make sure that you subscribe and like the video. And if you haven't already, grab the cheat sheet I have for you. It's called Facebook Ads for Insurance Agents 2020. And then also join the Facebook group below.